Good day everyone, I am Dayan Elizabeth A.L. Caras and I will be tackling about the peace education and its common problem that may encounter. So without further ado, let's get started. In all our topic in National Service and Training Program, or what do we call the NSTP, various concepts are interesting to learn, but the one that caught my attention the most is the topic peace education. When our instructor introduced the peace education, that is my first encounter of it, and it really sparks my interest as to what is it all about. From the title Peace Education itself, I thus far know that it teaches about the peace in different aspects in our life. Peace education is an important part of ensuring a better future for all of us. In a world rife with conflict, hatred, and violence, funding peace education is more important than ever. This entails teaching the next generation, our children, the value of peace, peaceful output resolution methods, and the benefits of coexistence. Activities aimed at promoting peace education assist people to develop the skills, information, and attitudes necessary to prevent conflict, settle it peacefully, or create a peaceful environment in their communities. The goal of peace education is to help children develop into responsible adults who are accepting of others' viewpoints, empathetic, and solidaristic, both inside and across borders and social groupings, who can dissect the root causes of violence, and who can act to improve the chances of peace. One method of reaching this goal is through peace education, which directly increases understanding of the causes and origins of violence. Additionally, it equips individuals with the information and abilities needed to respond to conflict in a respectful manner. The application of peace education offers a chance to advance students' overall well-being, speak out for their justice, and fair treatment of youth, and encourage personal and social responsibility for both teachers and students. Understanding and appreciating others, despite our differences, is a fundamental component of peace education. In an increasingly divided world, learning about different cultures, religions, and ways of life is more important than ever. This understanding will allow us to reach out to people who are different from us and find common ground with them. We hereby know that peace education promotes the peace along the lives of every individual, but we cannot really expect to be like that all the time. Common problems do really occur as we introduce peace education alongside. One of the common problems peace education may encounter is the war against different countries that is very controversial in the present time. One example for that is the war between Ukraine and Russia. This type of war causes schools to be destroyed, make them become military bases or shelters for displaced families, exposes teachers and kids to danger of being killed, injured, or kidnapped, and creates psychological suffering. For whatever reason, possibly out of a worry that it is too political, peace education can occasionally and powerfully concentrate entirely on the interpersonal level and ignore conflicts. But this type of conflict could affect millions of people and might end up disregarding the teachings about peace education as it promotes the values of having peace in our daily lives. The war between Ukraine and Russia causes a lot of damage, especially for students that lives their lives to the fullest and make friends and memories at schools. Schools should be the safe places that provides a feeling of normalcy, routine, and security from harm because they are a lifeline for kids, especially in times of confusion. However, it has been alleged that heavy weapons, aircraft, and explosive weaponry in populous areas have hit hundreds of schools around the nation since the start of the war. With this being a rise, and throughout Ukraine and its neighboring nations, Millions of children have been forcibly driven from their homes. The war in Ukraine causes this much phenomenon, but students and children's education cannot be postponed and will efficiently find ways to reconnect again. There is no pause button. Potential is simply gone for all the time. Children from Ukraine who have fled to neighboring nations must thus take advantage of every chance to continue their education through a variety of channels, including distance learning, online courses, and catch-up language programs. These methods might be helpful again for students and children, making it the way to introduce peace education among all grade levels. The Russia-Ukraine war updates is said to be ongoing international conflict, and this is way too long than expected. Countries have tackled and helped with all their might, but despite the things they have made, these two countries would forcefully continue the war between them. Families and communities are destroyed during the war, and the social and economic development of nations is frequently hampered. Children and adults can suffer long-term physical and psychological suffering as a result of conflict, along with a loss of both people and material resources. With that being said, it is undeniably one of the common problems peace education would face. Conflicts and battles have had a tremendous impact on human history. More precisely, some have contended that politics, religion, and the economy are the main causes of war. Others have asserted that the majority of modern wars are motivated by ideologies. These kinds of disputes, as a matter of fact, can bring damage to the citizens, especially students that are in need of some educational support. If we contrast the values this education promotes with the daily violence, the horrors of war, and the gradual destruction of values like solidarity, cooperation, and respect for others, all of these problems that assault us every day, we can see why education for peace and respect for human rights is particularly important in this period. Today's war is a failure of the past. The legacy of war continues to provide some of the worst situations and challenges that people can encounter. Questions with nearly impossible implications. Because teachers and educators must start somewhere, they cannot be avoided. We require peace education if we are to come up with an alternative to conflict. This is a significant educational challenge for the upcoming years as well as for our teaching activity in the area of peace education. Let's dare to take it.